I started Hacking Chinese to help people learn Mandarin, and your feedback is essential, so please fill out my listener survey. Also, to celebrate the Lunar New Year, I'm offering a hefty discount on 3 of my courses. Hello and welcome to the Hacking Chinese podcast. In this week's episode, I want to do 2 things. First, I want to ask your help improving Hacking Chinese by answering a few questions about what you think about Hacking Chinese, about the podcast, the articles, courses, and so on. Second, there is a $31 discount for 3 of my courses, and so I will talk a little bit about those and whom they are for and what you will learn if you enroll in them. But let's start with the survey. People sometimes ask me where I get the inspiration to write articles and record podcast episodes, considering that I've been doing this for almost 15 years now, and I have written a total of more than 1 million words on Hacking Chinese. You'd think that I might run out of ideas after a while, but this is not the case. I have a long list of articles I haven't written yet. But where do all these ideas come from? Well, they come from you mostly. Well, not you as an individual perhaps, even though that might also be the case, but they come from listeners, readers, and students in general. Sometimes this happens in a very direct way. Maybe there's a question for one of the Q&As, and I then turn that question or the answer to that question into a fully fledged article. Other times it's a little bit more indirect. Somebody describes a problem or discusses something or says something in a way that makes me think, aha, this is a topic that I haven't thought about and that other people might find interesting to discuss. Depending on how interesting it is and how many readers and listeners I think will benefit from discussing the topic, it might take everything from just a week sometimes up to several years before something actually turns into an article. The point is that Hacking Chinese exists because there are listeners and readers like you who have opinions and comments and questions. Most people don't contact me spontaneously, so this is why I have created a survey to ask for your opinions and comments about how I run Hacking Chinese, the content, what you would like to see more of, and perhaps most importantly, where you think there is room for improvement. I have put a link to this survey in the show notes, and it's also embedded in an article on Hacking Chinese published this week. And so if you have 5 to 10 minutes to spare, please fill it out. This helps me enormously when it comes to making Hacking Chinese a better resource for all. If you have comments or questions or maybe ideas for new articles, you can always reach me at editor@hackingchinese.com. So most ideas for articles come from students in one way or another. But what about courses? Well, they also come from students, but in a different way. Since I work almost entirely with language education, language teaching, and so on, I think about these issues all the time. And when I see a lot of questions from students, or I observe that there are challenges that students are facing in certain areas, I sometimes realize that an article, or even a series of articles, is not enough to address the problem. In some cases, articles might not be the right way to address the problem either because it's in written form, or maybe because scattered information in many different places isn't really what students want or need. Like I said, I've written more than 1 million words on Hacking Chinese, and so if you were to find everything I've written about, say, listening comprehension, well, you could probably find the answer to the question that you have, but most people don't want to do this. They don't want to wade through dozens of articles before maybe finding the answer. And there is also a significant risk of missing the forest for all the trees. I do sometimes zoom out a bit and look at bigger areas of learning Chinese, and for examples of this, check the Best of Hacking Chinese 2024, where there are several examples of this. But in general, I focus on smaller aspects of learning the language. But piecing all these together to form a strategy for learning Mandarin is not something most students can or want to do. This is where my courses come in because I do that for you. I focus on a specific area or a specific target group, and then I create a comprehensive product meant to help you with that specific area. As mentioned, this week there is a discount for 3 of my video courses, so I'll just briefly describe them here so you know what they are, but you can always find all the information about my courses at hackingchinese.com/courses. First out, we have Hacking Chinese Pronunciation, Speaking with Confidence. Pronunciation is essential, so get it right now and start speaking with confidence. This course is for anyone who wants to improve their pronunciation, from beginners struggling with tones and pinyin, for example, to more advanced learners who want to polish their accents and make sure they fix the small number of errors they still have. Next, we have Unlocking Chinese, the ultimate guide for beginners. Kickstart your Chinese journey with the right guidance and make real progress from day one. This course provides essential study strategies, top resources, and a solid foundation in the basics. Unlocking Chinese is perfect for beginners aiming for success from the start, but also for those who have started recently and want to make sure you haven't missed anything essential. The final course that's on discount this week is Hacking Chinese, a practical guide to learning Mandarin. Learn Chinese more effectively with the right strategies. This course equips you with essential skills, including improving pronunciation, reviewing characters, and planning your study sessions. It is designed for learners on all levels, but if you are a beginner, I strongly recommend you check Unlocking Chinese first. So these are the 3 courses that are part of my Lunar New Year discount, so get them before February 2nd and you'll get $31 off. Please note that you can use the code more than once if you want to buy more than one course. Before wrapping up, I also want to mention that my newest course, The Fluent Listener, Navigating Spoken Mandarin Like a Fish in Water, will be available for enrollment again in February. I will talk more about that in upcoming episodes, but if you want to know more about the course right away, you should check out episode 224. That's it for this episode. Happy New Year of the Snake! Thank you for tuning in to the Hacking Chinese podcast. If you like this episode, please share it. More information and inspiration about learning and teaching Chinese can be found at hackingchinese.com. See you in the next episode, and until then, good luck with your studies.